Hello and welcome to episode 158 of Gun Guy Radio. This is the podcast that shines a positive light on the firearms lifestyle. I'm your host, Ryan Machad, and this is your weekly dose of positive firearms talk without the politics. So I'm here with Paul Levy from Brownells. Paul, how you doing?
Hey Ryan, doing pretty good. Glad to be here.
Paul is the product category manager for Brownells, and we are here doing the Brownells Product Spotlight, the monthly episode spotlighting some of the products that Brownells offers on their website. So how's it going out there for you in Montezuma?
Pretty good right now. We're getting some snow. They're saying 5 to 8 inches, so that's kind of the theme from I think Iowa on east for the country, anyways.
Yeah, it's probably heading our way too up here in Maine. So I know we've I think the most eastern part of Maine has gotten 111 inches of snow in the past 2 months. So it's been a pretty heavy snow season.
Yeah, you got us beat by a fair margin there.
So before we get in the main topic here, if you are online and shopping Amazon, please check out the Amazon affiliate links. Bookmark firearmsradio.tv/Amazon. It helps give a little funding to the shows and helps us out there. Also, shop Brownells using the affiliate banners on the website, firearmsradio.tv and gunguyradio.com. And we've also launched the FRN Patreon campaign, so that'll help you help crowdfund the network and help us out. So visit patreon.com/FRN for more information on that and to help contribute. So with that, we're going to head into the main topic, the Brownells Product Spotlight.
All right. First up, I got some new products, fairly new anyways. This first one actually isn't live on our website. It's from a company that's been around for a while, known to most people probably as Glockworks. Now they've changed their branding over to Zeb Technologies. And what we got here is a performance kit, this particular version for a Glock 19. And when this kit's live on our site, you're going to be able to get the complete slide here, less the barrel and recoil spring, and a fulcrum trigger. All together. So the slide comes with all the internals ready to go, and of course has the custom Zeb cuts on it, which normally people pay a pretty high price just for their standard Glock slide to get done. But this one already has it all taken care of, has sights installed, has the striker, all the necessary springs, extractor, all those goodies. But the cool thing is it comes with a ready RMR cutout.
Okay.
So it's already machined to accept that RMR. So you just take that plate off with the rear sight, drop your RMR in, you're ready to go. So instead of shipping it off and having that cut out, it's already done for you.
And it's mounted so the you can co-witness those iron sights with any most red dots, maybe?
Yeah, actually this one has it so the rear sight's on that plate. So this one, no. I'd have to look at the 17 version. The Glock 19, I don't know if they just didn't do that just due to the amount they had to work with, but I'll have to look at that one.
Yeah, that's a really, really radically cut slide. That's really, it actually looks very nice. I kind of like that.
Yeah, it's got serrations all the way up, pretty much to the muzzle, and then all the way back to the ejection port. They come up kind of on the top of the slide, and then the same on the rear. They're not that typical squarish Glock serrations for the audio listeners. They're kind of chamfered radius, not sharp. They're not gonna bite your hand or anything, but aggressive enough where you can still grasp it pretty well. So you can grasp it up front and the rear pretty easy. It really looks pretty good.
And that's a red fiber optic pipe up front.
Yep, they got a red fiber optic up front and then a plain serrated rear on the back there.
Very nice. Well, that would be something I would definitely be interested in too if I hadn't sold my Glock a long time ago.
And then it also comes with the fulcrum trigger, which we've been selling for quite some time. Comes with that complete kit ready to go. So basically, you got your Glock 19, your Glock 17. Buy this, and you essentially just bought a completely new Zeb Glock.
Now the fulcrum trigger. What does that allow?
Mm-hmm.
What special about it?
Sure. So it's adjustable. So really for length of pull and then obviously that weight. So it comes with everything you need there. So of course in a Glock trigger they're usually fairly heavy. It comes with the necessary springs to lighten that, and then also to adjust your pre-travel and over-travel, so you don't have a lot of unnecessary pull in there. So Actually, one of our best-selling Glock triggers right now. They're up there in price. The trigger by itself is actually $250. This complete kit is $900. It's expensive, but people recognize that Zeb does things right. They do it the right way, and the quality is not questioned on their stuff. Pretty good stuff.
Absolutely. Excellent. So definitely check that out if you have a Glock and you're looking to make it a little bit more, I don't know, sexy and functional.
Yeah, and it's just a super easy upgrade. You get the slide. Everybody knows how easy it is to swap out the slide on a Glock. Just it's a few minutes there. The most time intensive is just getting the trigger and getting that adjusted, and you're good.
Right.
Yep.
So anything more on that, or?
No. Along with the Glock, I got some new sights from Truglo. Of course, Truglo is pretty well known for various fiber optics and their TFO sights. These are their TFX, and I just happen to have the Glock model here. Probably doesn't look like anything, too crazy here, but they took the popularity basically of their TFOs, and then they basically ruggedized the tubes on them. So the common complaint with the TFOs, especially from law enforcement and those actually using it, where that gun's getting carried daily, they're cleaning with maybe some pretty tough oils and solvent, that the tubes don't protect the fiber optic well. They degrade. They just don't hold up. Basically, the TFX has a redesigned housing and redesigned insert for the fiber optic and tritium, so that they can withstand all that. So they have a new ring on the front sight, and then the rear you can kind of see them, but they're held in place differently. And I guess I should elaborate for those who don't know what the TFO and TFX sights are. They're Truglo's proprietary sights that combine fiber optic and tritium into one sight. So you get that brightness during the day, and of course at night you got the tritium sights, which glow nicely. Nobody else has that. It's patented. Pretty cool design on these.
Well, yeah, and I noticed looking at the construction of the housing there, most of the fiber optic sites that you see have the pipe pretty exposed to gather all that available light, and these really protect those pipes, because I mean, if you whack that on something, you can break that pipe pretty easily.
Yeah, and this front sight is pretty robust. You can see how long that is. That's about 3/4 of an inch, and it almost entirely houses that fiber optic. But you can even see kind of here on camera that it's even glowing in here. So it's in a room with no windows. So pretty popular. They're available for the Glock, M&P, 1911, various. They're already on our website, all various models. Pretty cool sights. The TFOs are extremely popular for us, and we think these will be even more so.
Well, and for the people that may have a concern about not getting enough available light into that small, because the housing on the top there, it only has a small little area, and people might say, well, it's not going to get enough light to make that fiber optic do the glowing effect, but it's got that tritium as well, like you said.
Yeah, so in low light situations, you're still going to see those dots pretty much regardless. And say the situation where you're kind of in between, well, you still got a nice matte black sight. I don't think the sight acquisition is going to be a trouble with these sight sets.
Right. Do they offer any other like sighting systems, or just the 3-dot?
Yeah, just the 3-dot at the moment. But however, not on the TFX. But we're going to have an exclusive sight through Brownells with their TFO front sight, very similar to this, but with the older model, great for competition. And we're going to partner that with a black serrated rear. The great thing there is we're going to get the price really sharp. I think it's going to be about $70 for the set. So you get a TFO front and then a black serrated rear for about $70. And that's going to be, I think, really popular.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
That's about as low as you get. It might even be 60. I'll have to look. But we'll have those later this year. Should be great for competition and that sort of thing. We're going to have that for the Glock and the M&P.
Now, you would on the rear sight there would be no dots, right?
Nope, just black serrated rear. Yep.
I know there are a lot of people that like that because they tend to prefer, like, I just want to see an illuminated front sight. That way I'm not getting confused, like if I'm in a low light situation, which one is the front sight out of the three?
Yeah, that's a common thing. Like with these, 3 dots, it's pretty much every factory gun has a 3-dot rear, but a lot of people don't like that. They prefer to see that just blank rear. And like you said, they don't want that confusion, especially when shooting with night. If you haven't done it a lot, those those dots can kind of shift around, and you might be looking at the wrong dot.
Right.
So you're not making out that complete sight picture. So yeah, exactly. Some people, a lot of gun stuff, it just comes down to personal preference, especially sights.
Like I run the on my car CM9, I run the dot in the front and then the little line on the back, so you can kind of make the lollipop or dot the eye. So all personal preference.
Yep. Yeah, like that sounds. Is that an XS sight or which model is that?
It's the factory sight right now. I'm looking to try to get those replaced out. I'd like to keep that sighting system, but just change them out to night sights.
Okay, yeah, XS makes exactly what you described, but night and then a huge white dot in the front. Those are great sights. And then moving along, switching gears from the Glock to the 1911, basically our two most popular platforms. Here we got the Ed Brown fully machined ambidextrous grip safety, or I'm sorry, thumb safety. Of course, Ed Brown thumb safeties have been around for quite some time. Now they are fully machined. Of course, the original versions are still available, but a lot of people, especially on the 1911, they want to see all bar stock. They want to know that that was machined from one piece precisely, and they're not going to have any trouble with breakage or castings, that might have air pockets, that sort of thing. So that Ed Brown's come out with this line. We've seen this kind of take from a few other manufacturers on the 1911, especially on the AR-15. But Ed Brown's gone this route. They've got the ambidextrous. This here is the tactical, so you'll see the pads are a little thinner. They also have the wide, and they also have a standard, just non-ambidextrous, just a right-hand safety. Stainless steel and the black finish you see here. Should be pretty popular. Not exactly, reinventing the wheel as far as how it's designed or laid out. They're just going to construction and what customers are asking for, and they're asking for just machine parts that are built nicely.
Yeah, I'm seeing here 1911 machined ambidextrous wide safety. Now, on the ambidextrous one, does it have a little bit wider one on the left-hand side and maybe a little bit of an abbreviated one on the right-hand side?
It's just about the same length. If you look at this one here, the one on the left side of the gun is a bit longer, and the one on the right side of the gun is a little bit shorter. But really, as far as the width, as far as how far they protrude from the sides of the frame, they're both about the same. I'd have to measure them. Actually, looks like the right hand is going to be a little wider, but yeah, it's they're both about the same, and really pretty good looking as far as the angle they got on them. And a functional part. This is pretty much one of the number one upgrades we see people do on 1911s, in addition to like a trigger or a sear and hammer.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was holding a buddy of mine got a stock Rock Island Armory 1911 just recently, and holding it and actually seeing that standard factory thumb safety, there's nothing there. It was crazy.
Yeah, you can use it. It's you can get used to it, or a lot of people don't have trouble with it. But especially just with that wide swoop on it, it's just if you get that and you've used it for a while, you can kind of get spoiled because it's there. It's easy to operate. You got a lot of leverage against that detent. It just makes it super easy. And then ambidextrous, of course, too, for competition, shooting offhand, or if you're a lefty, you obviously wouldn't mind having this too. It just makes it so much easier to operate, and obviously something you're operating fairly frequently on a 1911.
Well, a lot of people will actually ride their thumb on that thumb safety and sort of use it as a recoil control type of thing as well.
Oh yeah, not a bad idea too. Plus, keep yourself from riding on the slide, and slowing things down. But really popular part. Ed makes, of course, great things. We also got some threaded barrels coming from Ed Brown too. He's diving into the suppressor-ready barrels, so those will be up on our site here probably in the next month or two.
Now, do you guys tend to see more of the wide safeties, in general? Do you tend to see like the wider thumb safeties, more of those sold, or more of just like the standard?
Yeah, historically we've seen the wides sell better compared to just the standards. But really with concealed carry just taking on so much momentum as of late, People are kind of leaning towards the tactical style because it's not obviously going to interfere as much with any holster. It's not going to be it's obviously less of a surface area to be engaged when you don't want it to. So
Right.
we're kind of seeing that even out now.
Excellent. Now, and kind of keeping with the 1911 theme here, the is it Chalice?
Yeah, Chalice, this is a new company, I believe, for us. And kind of a real, this is gets into kind of a classic Brownells type item for the gunsmith, somebody that's real hardcore about their 1911s and what they're putting on their gun. Same type of customer that's asking for fully machined parts is going to look at an item like this. And this kind of falls into with the popularity of G10 and some really hard grips. This is their new bushings that take a 7/32 wrench instead of the traditional take a flathead screwdriver and install them. This instead you take a 7/32 driver and install it that way. So it goes over it, so you can't slip. It's not going anywhere, and you can install it that way. Really gives a positive installation, lets you properly torque it down, and is pretty clever. However, I think the big selling point with these, I don't know if you can see it on camera here, is at the very base of it. You can see it's angled. I don't know if you
It
can see that or not.
kind of flares out.
Yeah, so you have the nut itself, and then it flares towards the frame. And what that does is allows you to place an O-ring around the bushing. So when you're installing your G10 grips, basically you can tighten down along that O-ring in between the grip, so you don't get any flex. The problem with G10 and other hard grips, like say ivory, is they're so hard that you can tighten them down, but that screw just goes pressed up against it and will eventually just loosen up because there's nothing giving on the grip itself. So a lot of people will put O-rings in there so that the O-ring will compress and will keep that screw snug. Also, if you're running, say, ivory and you're not using that O-ring, you can tighten too much and damage your grips, which obviously with ivory you don't want to do, especially now with limited availability. But with G10 being so popular, and if you don't want to be tightening your screws every other range session, you want to put in O-rings in between the frame, put your grip on, and then put another O-ring between the screw and tighten it down. And that way they're not coming off. You don't have to use a bunch of thread lock or anything. And it also is going to prevent your G10 grips from wearing on your frame.
Right.
A lot of people, if you install your G10 grips, you shoot them for a bit, carry it for a bit, take them off, you'll see there's wear on your frame just from them kind of shifting, because that G10 is so hard and abrasive, it's going to wear on your frame. So these bushings just do a combination of things. They're easy to install, not going to strip out that fly ahead, and then they protect your frame, and they also protect your grips, and just so you can mount them properly.
Well, and those grips, I mean, they make a world of difference. I had ran it was a 1911 with some G10 grips on it, and I'm someone who likes a thin grip so I can get a really hard crush grip on the handgun. And someone else had some Packmeyer grips. I think it was on that Rock Island, and it felt like I was grabbing a hold of 2x4.
The standard grips can be rather large. And what I got here for you is the thin bushing. So we're going to have these in the standard thickness and then thin, so you can mount those thin G10 grips or whatever you're going for as well. These will be available in stainless like this, and then black, so they'll match any gun pretty much.
Now, is Chalice doing only the bushings, or are they doing grips as well? Is that something you guys will be carrying too?
Currently going to be the bushings. We haven't really explored the rest of our line, but this is something from them that was really innovative, and really got our 1911 guys here excited, just because it solves a problem that's been around for a little while now, just due to those types of grips.
Right. And what's the price point on that?
These are going to be about $12.99. I don't know offhand exactly what those are, but they're going to be priced really competitively compared to current grip bushings, even with the added features.
Excellent. So definitely check that out if you are in the market for some 1911, especially your thin grips, because it does have there are different considerations. It's not just pull it out, throw it on there. It's not like a revolver grip where you just basically change out the screws and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's pretty much everything with a 1911. You got to think it out. How's it going to interact with the other parts? So yeah, it's not just a swap and go and expect no problems to crop up.
Excellent. So anything else on your end, Paul?
I actually did bring something on that I did fill you in on earlier, just real quick, kind of a neat little tool, just straightforward. Since we're talking about pistols today, brought on the Glock, brought on the 1911, a common area to clean on those is that channel in the slide, and there's, of course, that area on other firearms. But this will allow you, instead of just working up a pick or something else, this tool is specifically designed. This is from Calbico. It's already on our website. So it has two ends at varying thicknesses, flat piece that you can basically go and scrape out that channel on your Glock, your 1911, any handgun. And really kind of handy to get all that gunk out of there, old grease, oil. I know on my original Glock, that orange kind of oil or anti-seize they use, it kind of stays there forever. One swipe of this, you can get that out if you don't want it there anymore. So really pretty handy little tool. Just wanted to bring that on. I had it handy at my desk, wanted to show it off. So
Yeah, that's actually really good because I mean, I had a pick set, and with some of those, I mean, the tips are pretty sharp, and you can be scratching things you don't really want to mar up. So
yeah, you're in there scratching away at the interior slide, and plus the tip's pointed, so you're just barely kind of getting a little bit of oil here and there. Right. Here, one or two swipes, and you get everything.
Excellent. So that'll also be in there. I'll add that into the show notes as well. So
cool.
Excellent. Well, Gun Guy Radio is sponsored by Alien Gear Holsters. Check them out if you're looking for a comfortable inside the waistband holster as low as $29.88. The Cloak Tuck is a really awesome product, and be sure to check that out. There's a link in the show notes. And free shell trades for life, so a pretty good deal over there from Alien Gear. And if you're carrying an Alien Gear holster and you need something to really help you conceal that good, Duluth Trading's free swing and flannel shirt is a really great option with the long tail on it, so you completely conceal your firearm no matter whether you're carrying a smaller subcompact or a full-size 1911 with some of the Chalice grip screws. So definitely check those out. And just another reminder for the Brownells affiliate link on the firearmsradio.tv website and the Gun Guy Radio website. And the FRN Patreon, like we said earlier, patreon.com/FRN or patreon.com/gun or gunguyradio.com/pledge. And there are some battle boxes going out for some of the Patreons that contribute at a certain contribution level. Alien Gear Holster $25 gift cards. Works Holsters has provided some $25 gift cards. LA Police Gear Products, Duluth Trading $50 gift cards, the Duke Cannon Supply Company Field Box gift pack, and GunGoddess.com $25 gift card. So be sure to go over there and pledge and help support FRN, gunguyradio.com/pledge. And also Ryan Cross is a sponsor of the Firearms Radio Network. HunterofDesign.com produces all the artworks for the show, so be sure to go check that out. So Paul, I really appreciate you coming on here.
Yeah, no problem.
And there will be links to all the products we described or talked about here in the show in the show notes, so be sure to check those out. And so, Paul, I really appreciate you coming on, and we'll talk to you next time.
All right, talk to you then.
All right, thanks.